Seeing workplaces change a lot over the last 10 or 15 years. I mean, really dramatically change. And basically they become much more open, transparent, accessible spaces in which to work and to work with other people. Yeah, now that people are working completely differently, the way they work in the office is much more like you would as a student at the university library or in a cafe. It's a much more fluid, self-organising way of working. And so the references that we're drawing on now are much more university environments and other places like co-working environments where shared workspaces. And there's a lot of lessons in these sorts of places for what good workplaces should be for the next 10 years, I think.
Workplaces are interested in university environments, I suppose, because there is definitely a freedom of expression that you have when you're in a university. There's a collegiate spirit that exists because of the fact that they're students and that there's an equality that exists. And if we could create a similar sort of sense of equality and egalitarianism in the workplace, then we'll have a far more successful, higher performing organisation. And I think that's at the core of what corporations are seeking. Also, when you think about the supply chain of the next run of great leaders, they're clearly going to come from the better universities. So there's an interrelationship there that's exciting.
So I think the overarching trend is mobility, and I don't just mean that in a technology sense. So it's also mobility of talent. In a co-working community, many different people from different organisations are coming into a central location each day. They don't think of it so much as the space that they do the working part, but it's very much about the connections and the learning that they get through that. So it's more about who's sitting next to them, as opposed to where they're sitting. So through also technology. So technology is becoming more and more mobile, which is essentially meaning that we're untethered. We can work from anywhere. And then when you can work from anywhere, why are you going to come somewhere?
Some of the best spaces we're actually getting feedback on at the moment are collaboration spaces, and the type of collaboration spaces that take people out of a meeting table style room into a room with higher furniture, so people can stand around off chairs, writable wall surfaces and projectable surfaces on every wall, screen capturing on those walls as well. So it's a really fluid, agile space.
Well, for me, the core issue is freedom of choice. Allow an individual or a collection of people to have multiple choices in how they might operate, how they might perform. So you've got the opportunity to have a variety of scenes. And I think that's what we're seeking in the workplace of the future and the university of the future, to give a variety of choices so that corridors are no longer corridors, they're places where you might collaborate and meet. External areas, likewise, there's as much opportunity to learn in an external area as there is in the workplace.